Hey, what's going on guys, Khrase here, back to No Man's Sky, and today we have some huge news. Yeah guys, we're getting a brand new update. It's called No Man's Sky Origins and it is going to drop next week. We don't have the patch notes currently, but these are supposed to come up really soon, though we do have a really awesome brand new screenshot. I tried to enlarge it as much as possible, but it looks very interesting. I want to talk about it, so let's jump right into it. Anyway, this has been announced recently over on Twitter, of course, following one of Sean's tweets about cryptic stuff that we have no idea what it means until the very last moment. So it basically began a few hours ago, I believe. He posted a emoji of an orange, and basically this is something that he usually does before an update is just around the corner. So previously, for example, he tweeted something like a skull emoji, which proved to be these derelict freighters, and before that, with the Exomech update, he just tweeted a emoji of one of these robots, and it actually proved to be the Exomech update. But in this case, he just tweeted an orange, which I think is now a reference to Origins, if you kind of like read it in that kind of way, which actually looks really exciting. I think that this is the variety update that everybody's been waiting for. I think that this is going to change the things that we see in game right now, and I truly think it might be marvelous. So for everybody who isn't able to visit the website and read all of this, I'm going to go over all of these details right here, as we do have an accompanied post on the official website. So No Man's Sky Origins coming next week, and this has been posted literally minutes ago. So hello, next week Hello Games will be releasing an update to No Man's Sky. We're calling it Origins, and of course the orange color over there again. Detailed patch notes will follow along with next week's release, so I think that this means that we're gonna get the patch notes right before the update actually drops. Also, here's a nice overview of every single bit of all of the biggest updates that No Man's Sky has ever received since its launch, and it actually looks really interesting. We got 12 big updates, and what's craziest is that the entire bottom row over there with all of the 4 updates since leaving ship are released in 2020, so this is the most exciting year so far for No Man's Sky in terms of how often we get updates. Nonetheless, 4 years ago we announced Foundation, our first major update for No Man's Sky. We promised it won't be our largest update, but it is the start of something. We called it Origins because it is the beginning of something new as No Man's Sky continues to grow and evolve. Beyond came out the last year, bringing VR and hugely expanded online play, and since then we have focused on releasing more regular updates, including Synthesis, Bytebeat, Living Ship, Exomech, Crossplay, and of course Desolation have been some of our most popular, surprising, and transformative updates, leading of course to No Man's Sky to have its biggest year to date. We know there's a huge appetite in the community for No Man's Sky content, and the team has worked its socks off this year to deliver in difficult circumstances. We have been quiet, but we are always listening and focusing on improving the game that our team loves and feels so passionately about. This update will be another small step in a longer journey. We hope you can join us. Thank you, Sean. So this is basically going to be something on a smaller scale, maybe like, well, basically what we had up until this year. We had the Living Ship, Exomech, and Desolation, which were all considered smaller updates and not nearly as big as something like Next or Beyond, but still significant enough to provide additional content. But even in the case of the artwork that we have at the moment, it does seem that it is hinting a few possibilities. Like if you look at the feet of some of these characters, we can see that they're all sitting on, or at the very least indicating that the planet they are sitting on is featuring multiple biomes, because the one on the left side seems to be staying on something like a desert planet, the one in the middle on kind of like one of those red lush planets, meanwhile the one on the right is staying on one of these anomalous kind of planets. So what if this is going to be the variety update that's going to finally introduce multiple types of biomes per planet, or maybe even some sort of refresh to the already existing ones to make them more interesting, maybe even change them completely or even add new ones. Again, let me know down below what is your prediction on all of this. It sounds really interesting, and I also want to know your opinions. And it definitely sounds interesting. Origins kinda drops really close to the release of the brand new generation of consoles, so I'm really wondering if Hello Games also has something prepared for the brand new PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X, and all that kind of cool stuff. And I think I have a rough idea of where Hello Games is heading with No Man's Sky, because recently they actually got a brand new hire, a developer that is specialized in creating infinite procedurally generated cities, and he has been actually hired sometimes in the past few months. There's quite a bit of his work being posted online, so I'm going to leave some links down below that you can follow, but this definitely seems like the type of update that would be suited for the hardware that exists on the new gen of consoles, especially the PlayStation 5 and that really fast SSD technology that would be the perfect fit for procedurally generated cities that you could just go in and see at a really high distance and just travel through and have all of these cool structures inside of them, something that wasn't possible throughout the entirety of this current generation of consoles that is just about to end. And think of all of the other big possibilities that could exist that could just follow up after the Origins update. Again, sometimes in 2021, because I doubt that they have something bigger ready for 2020 current year. Now, speaking of future releases, Hello Games is actually hard at work for a ton of incoming stuff, not just for No Man's Sky, but even the new games. So most recently they have released their newest small game called The Last Campfire. It's a pretty cool little project that actually has a lot of personality, and it seems that people really like it, so definitely go ahead and check it out. But most important, Hello Games actually has a bigger plan in the pipeline, hopefully sometimes in the near future, because we already know for some while now that they have been working on a big secret project that's at the very least on the same scale and maybe even more ambitious than No Man's Sky. And this has been confirmed in the past, but also very recently thanks to a Polygon interview that we had just a few weeks back. And according to the interview, it seems that they are still really hard at work for that very game. It's a huge one, it's ambitious, but they are trying to not kind of hype people up on the same scale as they did with No Man's Sky. So from all of the lessons that Hello Games and Sean Murray have learned from No Man's Sky and its launch and all of the troubles that it went through, it seems that they're planning with a different kind of release this time around. So probably the marketing isn't going to be as wild as it was with No Man's Sky, but you never know, since the marketing with No Man's Sky at first wasn't big either until people actually saw it, they got hyped, then Sony jumped on the train and they backed it up even more, and yeah, we got here where we are right now. But anyway, this is it with all of the updates. I will definitely let you guys know once the patch notes drop, but in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, a thumbs up on it will be super awesome. Also, don't forget to subscribe and activate that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.